The learning objectives of this chapter involves introduction to business communication, concept of business communication, attributes of business communication, objectives of business communication, and functions of business communication. As per the learning objectives, let us first understand the introduction to business communication. Dear all, what am I doing right now with you people? I am communicating some information and concepts and attributes and functions and objectives of the managerial communication. What is communication? We need to understand first. In simple words, we can say that just to convey the message, whether it is negative, positive, humor, anything, message is being conveyed. That is called as to communicate. If we go more in detail, we can say that communication is the process of transmitting. Transmitting to whom? Where? What? Simply, there are two aspects. When I am talking about the introduction, we will simply talk about the two aspects, receiving and the messages. Receiving from A to B or B to A. A to B, the message from sender to receiver or from the receiver to sender. There is, in simple words, let's move on to the next slide and understand the dictionary meaning given by Webster. What is the meaning of communication? Communication means that to share, to exchange the ideas, opinion, views, feelings from between or amongst two people or group of people. Though the word communication is not the original word, the communication word has been derived from the Latin word communis, which means to share or anything, make it common. Let's look at the definitions of communication. The American Management Association has defined communication as any behavior that results in an exchange of meaning. Any behavior. I say, come here. You don't come here, you go back. What does it show? Your defiance. You are not listening to what I am saying. I say, sit down, and you keep standing. You don't sit. That means again you are exhibiting defiance. You don't want to listen to what I say. That is communication. Even if you tell me that I don't want to stand, I want to sit, I say keep standing. That means again there is a communication between two people, you and me. You say, ma'am, will you teach us communication? I say, yes, I will teach you communication. Madam, what do we understand by communication? I say, just exchanging the ideas, viewpoints, opinions and feelings amongst us, that will begin with the communication. Okay, but when you have asked the question, we want to know about communication, that means the communication has begun. Communication is the process of passing the information and understanding from one person to another. This is the definition which has been given by Keith Davis. It says that it is a process. Keith Davis has made it as a process, design or has defined communication as a process which involves passing of information and understanding. Like passing of information is the opinion, ideas, views, feeling, and understanding the receiver, what he understands from one person to another. So we will be discussing it in detail in our further chapters when we discuss about the elements and the process of communication, in that what are the components, who all are involved in communication, what is the process of communication. Then this definition by Keith Davis will become all the more clear to you. But currently what we can understand is that it is a process of passing the information and understanding from one person to another. Why to understand business communication? What is the importance of understanding business communication? Many studies have revealed that 90% of the manager's time is spent in some or the other form of communication. A manager is sitting in the cabin and he is not only just sitting in his cabin, but he is coordinating with everyone within the office or within the organization are under him, that the tasks given to each of the subordinates are getting completed on time, they are getting completed in the right direction, they are all working for the purpose and leading to the common objective of profit maximization for the organization. There are individuals who are highly materialistic. They want to have the value addition and maximize their own wealth and have maximum profit for themselves, but that is directly they are trying to do it for themselves, but indirectly they are contributing value to the organization. So the manager has to find out and has to keep on communicating to his subordinates and to his superiors what all work is being done, and so 90% of his time gets involved in the one or the another form of communication. As we have seen in the previous slides also, that communication is the giving and receiving of feedback between individuals or group for the purpose of exchanging information. In an organization, there are so many things which happen, the new policies which come, or if the management wants to introduce a change within the organization, everything needs to be communicated to each and every member of the organization, or at least to the people who are directly connected with those policies that change, etc. If they don't communicate any change which is going to take place and they just want to bring it in the form of a news and everybody from today have to follow, then nobody will be mentally prepared. The biggest challenge within the organization is to implement change successfully, because all the employees do not accept change with so much of ease. They need to be first mentally prepared, then trained, and then asked to implement the change within the working methods of the organization. And in this, communication plays a very vital role. Within the organization, if the communication is not there, if the communication is from top to bottom, which we call it as orders only, then the employees have a feeling that they have no say within the organization. They are simply working as dogs and they are taking orders, and then they don't have any contribution towards the organization. But when the organization has a two-way of communication, that the top management also communicates and also takes the suggestions and the proposals from the subordinates or the middle management or the lower management, then all the members or the workers within the organization feel as a part of the organization, feel responsible for the development of the organization, and also feel very proud if there is any enhancement or value addition or profit maximization within the organization.